All right, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? This is Twin Flames Unite, and we are at it again. And if you don't know by now, I'm Chris.
And I'm Felicia.
What up? What's going on, y'all? Today is a beautiful day, and as always, we are here to bring you practical solutions that you can apply naturally, easily, and automatically
in your everyday life, so you can tap into your unlimited potential.
Yes,
and rise to the highest version of yourself. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yes,
Come in the room.
Come on in, and if you don't know, you definitely need to subscribe.
Yeah,
hit
like
that notification bell, okay?
Yes.
Let's get it in, family. All right, now today we're going to be touching on the topic of really owning up to your ish.
Right, and in the spiritual community, it is known as spiritual bypassing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is something that's pretty big in the spiritual community, right? You know, love and light, you know, nothing bad happens over here. High vibes only over here. Like really off to the other side, right? So we're going to talk about that tonight. And we're also going to open up the phone lines to get some of y'all input, right? Get some of y'all input on, you know, your experiences. Maybe, you know, some from yourself or some that you've noticed from others in the spiritual community or in general, right?
Right.
So people who are taking the high road, sometimes they tend to look down on others that's going through a difficult time and just tell them, oh, get over it. Or, you know, you're so negative, you know, just be positive. But never really helping you or showing you the steps onto, you know, becoming more balanced.
Yes.
So we're going to get into some of those things tonight, some of the signs, right, and examples of spiritual bypassing.
All right. And after we go into the spiritual bypassing, we will open up the lines again to see if anybody wants to chime in on what we just discussed and drop their 2 cents in the bucket. All right. So we're going to get into it, but please excuse me, family, because the internet's running a little slow today and just getting some things up and going. Okay, so we got that room open. All right, awesome. Okay, boom.
All right.
So we're going to get right into it, y'all. And as y'all come into the room, once again, just make sure you give that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, wrong thing I'm turning on here. Okay, hold up now. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some pimping in it. Okay. All right. So, yeah. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and give us those thumbs up because we definitely need those thumbs ups, okay?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Awesome. So, let's get into it.
Right.
All right. So, we're talking about, in a nutshell, spiritual bypassing.
Right. Spiritual bypassing. Now, this is a way of hiding behind spirituality or other spiritual practices. You know, you just kind of like put that up. It's kind of like almost like an ego trip, right? You're just putting all the pretty flowers up and just kind of burying everything, like sublayers, suppressing, you know, anger, frustration, guilt, instead of really going through those emotions or going through and processing those feelings. You kind of just suppress it and bury it and act like everything is okay, right? That's kind of what spiritual bypassing is.
Yes.
Right? Avoiding feelings of anger is one of them. Believing in your own spiritual superiority,
Yeah.
like you're better than everyone.
Yeah, just because you've awakened your kundalini,
Right.
okay, or because you've gone through the dark night of the soul once, because believe me, there are many levels to it.
Many levels.
Yeah, but then you think that, oh, because you've done this better than everybody else, I
Right.
don't need this.
Right.
But, oh, you don't understand?
Right. But you still got a lot of stuff in the subconscious that needs to be worked out. So you kind of flaunt maybe whatever you have, crystals and all this other kind of stuff. But there's a lot in the subby that's going on, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Now, when it comes to spiritual bypassing, once again, in a nutshell, we're going to go through a couple of different examples. But it's when you go through a traumatic event, okay, whether it's small or it's gigantic,
right?
Okay, and you sweep it under the rug, like, oh, that didn't happen,
right? And just ignore it, like it really didn't just put you in a different space, right?
Like, oh, my man just out there watching porn, it's okay.
Knowing that deep down, right, that this is an issue for you, but you kind of bury it and suppress it to be a part of everything else, right? Or sometimes you can have extremely high, unattainable, like, idealism of what spirituality should be, and you're always like kumbaya and namaste, you know, and again, having a lot going on in the subconscious, not really clearing those things out, it can create a lot of imbalance.
Yes. And just to touch on that just a little bit, when it talks about spirituality, right? This is one thing that we really don't need to spiritually bypass.
Right.
Okay? Because when it comes to spirituality, one of the things that happens, and I don't know if it's done on purpose or it's just something we do just because we came out of one system and we're replacing that one system with another thing. But when we take our spiritual journey and turn it into a religion.
Right. That seems to be common.
Okay. It means that you got to wake up at a certain time. You got to do this prayer or this meditation around this certain time every day. You got to wear the same type clothes. You got to have your black shirt on, or you got to wear a different shirt for the different chakras for each day. You got to spin around 3 times or something. No. Okay?
Right.
This spirituality is about diving into oneself.
Your uniqueness.
So when it comes to spiritual bypassing, it's not taking the old system that you came out of and then taking this new ideology that you just become accustomed to, and you think you're the guru on it now, and now you want to put it back into a box
and then shove it down somebody else's throat.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that.
Right. And again, mentioning like only focusing on the positive and being very overly optimistic, right? And also projecting your negative feelings onto others, you know, like telling people, oh, just rise above your emotions, and you know, things like that. These are signs, and you can tell someone is spiritual bypassing. You know, really not going through, because emotions are energies that are in motions. It's kind of like a tool to help you to see where you're at, where your emotional state is. Right?
Yes.
And kind of learn and grow from it instead of trying to cover it up.
Right.
And suppress it.
Yes. And I know y'all may be thinking like, Chris, Alicia, why in the world are y'all talking about this right now? Haven't y'all talked about this in previous videos about spiritual bypassing? Well, my beloveds, okay? I would like to call y'all Care Bears, but I'm not going to take Phil.
No, we're not going to do
but
that.
our Royal Twin Flame. Why are we bringing this up right now? Okay? The reason why we're bringing this up right now is that because we are going through a period where you may feel like you're trapped.
Right. Or you might feel overwhelmed, or you might be looking at others and, just, oh, they're handling things so well. They're doing so well. Look at their pictures, look at their videos. They're doing so well. And then being really hard on yourself. Right. And not really knowing, maybe, hey, they might be doing some spiritual bypassing. Not saying that they are.
Right.
But trying not to judge yourself too hard.
Right.
Right. And take things as they come. Take it in strides. If you're not feeling very positive in a particular moment, surf through. Why am I not feeling, why am I feeling like this? Where is this coming from? Start asking yourself questions to get to the bottom of it, to get to the root of it, instead of trying to pretend like everything is okay when everything is clearly not okay.
Facts.
And it is okay for you not to be okay.
It's perfectly fine.
It is perfectly fine.
It's not even fine. It's okay. It is normal.
Yeah.
Okay? It is normal because we know that fine is fearful and neurotic and all of this stuff.
Right.
But it is completely normal to feel these things. Okay? It's just a matter of not staying in it.
Right. Or not using like the spiritual bypass as a way to kind of like gloss over your problems. Right. To always feel like I have to be super positive. I have to be super optimistic. Things happen in this physical life. We have a physical body. And so things happen. Right. And so with these things that are happening, we definitely have to take a look at them.
Yes.
Not identify with them so strongly, but definitely observe and take a look at it. Right?
Now, there's one other point. Excuse me, I'm looking over here at our notes, so please forgive me if I'm not looking directly at you, okay? But one of the things that, where did it go? I think I just rolled over it. Gosh, I did go past it. Hold on. Forgive me, y'all. I'm just, okay, here we go. Wow. Lost my spot for a minute. I'm back on track now. I'm back in alignment, y'all. Okay. So, this next point that we wanted to bring up as far as spiritual bypassing. And what's going on, everybody? We appreciate all of y'all in the chats. We got Sierra in the building. We got Soul Travelers.
Ooh, love that name.
Yeah,
Soul
that Travelers name is popping up quite often. So I'm going to have to look into that a little bit more. So we appreciate all of y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in and supporting the channel.
Yes.
All right. Now, one of the things that we have to be mindful of when it comes to spiritual bypassing, and this is a really slippery slope, because sometimes we get into situations that we want somebody to validate our feelings or our viewpoints. Now, the thing that becomes a slippery slope is when you're projecting your negative feelings onto others. Versus, for example, right? The saying terms like there are no good men out there. All rich people are evil.
Right.
Or things of that nature. You know, when you project those type of negative emotions out on somebody else, not only are you creating a magnetized situation for more of that negativity to come to you, but you're also spewing it out onto somebody else, which would then attract more negativity to them.
Right. It's like almost like planting a seed, and then it'll just start growing after its own kind.
Yes. So yeah, you may be upset because the situation didn't go your way, but just understand, once again, going back to the law of the universe, for every everything has its polar opposite. Okay? For everything that has something good, it has something totally negative and bad about it. Okay? So if you are experiencing something that's totally negative and bad, just understand and take yourself out of the situation, and on the other end of that, there is something that is good about that situation, and it is your responsibility to find out what that is.
Which is your ability to respond. Okay? So pretty much we just wanted to come in here and really touch on spiritual bypassing. We haven't talked about it in a while.
Yeah.
But we know that in today's world, spiritual bypassing can be something that, we can easily take part in just wanting to be so super positive and super optimistic. While there's nothing wrong with being positive and optimistic, you don't want to be fooling yourself.
No.
Okay, you just want to keep it real with yourself. Be authentic, right? And that's how you really maintain the balance. You don't want things to come and kind of, because the more that you negate to really accept something, it's like pushing it in the shadows. And the shadows become denser and denser and denser and more suppressed. So you definitely want to go through things as they come. Take it with strides. And really, you know, you can be an alchemist and you can use things as lessons, as stepping stools for soul growth. Rather than just saying it doesn't exist or it didn't happen. Right?
Right. I love how you just say it's like stepping stools?
Stepping stones.
Stepping stones.
Stepping stones, you know.
Stepping stones or stepping stool, depending on how you look at it. It's just
stool. It could be a stool.
It's cute. I like it. It's cute.
Thank you.
All right. Now, we're not just going to drop this information and just leave you like, don't spiritual bypass. Like, okay, how do I not spiritually bypass Chris and Alicia? Okay.
Right.
All right. So, one of the things, whenever you feel yourself in one of these situations where you feel like you may be projecting your negative emotions on somebody else, or if you feel like you're just sweeping things under the rug, what can you do to really be in the moment and handle that situation for what it is? Okay? Now, to help you out in this situation, one of the things to keep in mind is that everything happens for a reason. Okay? Just like we mentioned before, everything has its good and its bad. And for whatever reason, whatever situation you went through or that you're going through or may go through in the future, it all happens for a reason. Okay? For example, okay, just bear with us. This is one thing just to really help bring it home, because a lot of our light workers and starseeds and twin flames out here have pretty much gone through it. It's sad to say, but from what we've gathered, and we don't have any data to back this up now, I'm just saying, but from the individuals that we've dealt with, all of them have gone through some type of sexual trauma.
Right.
Okay? Just keeping it real. All right? What are you doing?
Oh, just right here.
Okay, we're just looking at some comments on the other thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what they're talking about on that. Okay, but anyway, yeah. So just understand that everything happens for a reason, and try to find out what that reason is. All right. Yeah. All right.
Right.
But for the most part, we do have the lines open. If you all wanted to call in, the number is scrolling down below, and we can talk about it, dive a little bit deeper into it. Please forgive us if we're a little bit all over the place. Once again, this week has been a crazy week.
It really has. Now, just to sum up the spiritual bypassing, just to make sure that you're not really engaging in it, just be present in the moment.
Yes.
Be present in the moment and just acknowledge things as they come up. You know, if a friend comes to you and they're feeling, you know, stressed or drained, if you have the energy, if you have the extra energy, be authentic. Just be like, you know what? Hey, I kind of like empathize with them. I see what you're going through. I hear you. You know what? This situation must be kind of tough. Let's try to see how we can get through this. You know, not like, oh, get over it. You know, don't
do that.
Not get over, right? Through. Let's see what we can do to come up with to get through this situation together.
Right.
And that's just if you have the energy, because sometimes you really don't. You going through stuff yourself. Right? You might not have the energy.
Yes.
And then in that case, you be honest. You just let them know, hey, I know you're going through a tough time right now. You know, I would really love to stay and try to help you figure some stuff out. But hey, I'm going through it myself, and I'm trying to figure stuff out also. Let me take care of this, and then maybe we can meet up. But always keep it real.
Yeah.
Always try to stay in the present moment. Keep it real. and acknowledge things for what they are. Acknowledge people and things in the moment for what they are and not what we might want them to be.
Yes.
Because that used to be my biggest downfall, if you want to call it a downfall. But that was my biggest hiccup, is that I would always see people for what I want them to be in situations, right? And that is what got me tripped up. So a way to help you to avoid the spiritual bypassing is to stay in the present moment as much as possible and be authentic.
Yes.
Be authentic with people and with the situations that come up on a daily basis. Because spiritual bypassing is a product of inauthenticity. It is the direct byproduct of being inauthentic. Because when you're not keeping it real, this is when you attract the fakeness. The fake friends, the fake situations, the fake circumstances.
Right.
Right? And then when you try to tell the truth, it's foreign. This is when it becomes foreign.
And it's tough.
Yes. Right? So always stay true to yourself. And once you stay true to yourself, you won't really engage in spiritual bypassing. Spiritual bypassing is for people who want to keep this mask up to pretend that everything is always, hunky-dory, whiskey flowing down the streams, honey is right outside the door every time I need it. And this particular life is not like that.
No, it's not.
Right? And
to be quite honest, if you are able to be authentic in the moment, you are one strong MNF.
Right.
You are one bad mamma jamma. Okay? If you can actually be authentic in the moment, because that is not something that normal human beings do.
Wow, that's crazy. I grew up like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's not something that most people do, because for the most part, the public schooling did its part and it made people docile and fall in line. So you don't have a lot of people who will stand up and speak in their truth. But if you have been able to come outside of the programming, what is this?
This computer just want to do stuff.
Yeah, tonight. It's doing some of everything. It's throwing me off. But once again, if you were able to transcend the schooling that you have gone through, and you've pretty much put in new programs that actually allow you to stand in your truth, then you are one strong individual.
Right.
And we definitely encourage you to keep doing that.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Because for that, you are actually getting rid of all of probably 90% of your problems.
Right. Keep it real. I mean, keeping it real is not always, it's not always pretty, right? But it sets you free.
Yes, it does. All right.
So with that being said, this probably is not going to be a pretty long video. We just wanted to come in here and encourage you guys to just stay in your truth.
Yes.
Be authentic. Continue to keep it real. Sometimes it is difficult. Sometimes you feel like you hurt somebody's feelings.
Right.
But just really think about it. You hurt their feelings if you're not keeping it real. In the long run, it'll hurt the relationship more. Or you being inauthentic with yourself is hurting your relationship with yourself. Okay? So
that's a fact.
I think if you guys have any questions about what we just talked about, if you have anything, your 2 cents that you want to add, any kind of questions, you can feel free to drop it in the chat.
Yes. And while y'all are coming up with those questions, got a little story to tell for you.
All right,
and actually something to think about. I'm just gonna give you something to think about. This is completely off topic. Okay. So if you clicked on this video about owning up to your ish, and that's all you wanted to hear about, then you may not want to listen to the rest of this. But I promise you, it's pretty interesting. It'll make you think a little bit. Okay. This previous night, one of the dreams that I had was that I was a pilot, right? And actually, you know what? Scratch that. It wasn't a dream, because from what we've learned so far, we are just experiencing other past lives, other realms, and things of that nature when we sleep, because we leave our vessels. We don't stay in this vessel while we sleep. We go places. Okay, so that aside, but in this particular experience, I was experiencing myself as being a pilot, which is quite ironic because the previous day, me and my baby were just sitting down talking about what were some of the dreams we had as a child, right? And one of my dreams of when I was a child is that I wanted to be a pilot. I wanted to be flying the planes and things of that nature, but due to life circumstances and peer pressure and things of that nature, I never did it.
Wow.
Okay, but apparently in another lifetime I did. But now that's not the crazy part that happened, right? In this particular dream, I was flying like a small private plane. It wasn't like a big airliner. It was a private plane. I maybe had like 10 passengers with me. And the weather started getting real turbulent. And I had to do some evasive maneuvers. And at one point, it took me down so far that I got real close to the ground. And I had to dodge like power lines and stuff. I'm like, oh, damn. And so during this whole thing, let me turn that up. I don't know why that was playing on. Okay. But during this whole time, I had to land the plane because I figured like I can't let the people on the plane die. So I had to land the plane. But when I landed the plane, I had this massive like panic attack. So bad to the point to where I couldn't breathe. Like I feel like I was suffocating. Like it almost felt like somebody was pinching my nose and my mouth. Like I couldn't breathe at all. The panic attack was so bad. And I remember that there was one individual who was kind of like standing a few feet from me, and I'm out asking him for help, and he's like I'm not even there. And so after a while, I just ended up passing out, and then I woke up. Like that's the first thing that happened when I woke up, is that I took in this deep breath. I was like, okay. So what led me to think after that dream was that what is death really? What is death really? Because if we leave one realm, we just go to another. So there's not really a death that is happening, but more of a transfer that is happening.
Right.
Now, in light of some of the things that we've learned up until this point, we understand that if you're able to lucid dream, then you can actually dictate where you go from one reality or one experience to the next. So I just want to leave that for y'all to think and ponder about a little bit. What is death really? And what's the difference between dreams and reality? Because when you're really in an intense dream, everything seems as real as right now. Yes. I can pick up objects in the dream. I'm flying a plane. I can feel the controls in my hands as I'm flying. Like it is no different than me sitting here and holding my baby's hand.
Right. And I've had dreams when I was younger where I did not know how to do a particular thing. Let's just use like let's say basketball for whatever reason. Can't remember something specific, but I used to do this when I was a kid. Like I wouldn't know how to, let's say, play basketball, but then I have a dream about playing basketball, and then I'll go to school and then I'll play basketball. Like it's like I used to use it as a way to learn how to do things when I was younger. As when you get older, you got life stuff, and so you're not as adventurous with your dreams as you used to be.
Right.
But dreams, I was a dream child. Like I used to like my dream world more than the real world. But yeah, what is life and what is the dream? We were having this conversation today, and we were just diving in.
Yes.
Like just really thinking about it,
Mm-hmm.
like memories. Like if anyone in the chat can remember what they were doing last year on today, say I. Like right now, what were you doing on July 1st,
2020.
2020? Last year.
If you can remember what you
The whole day. What did you do for the whole day? From the time you woke up until the time you went to sleep, what were you doing last year? Okay, let's try 2 months ago. What were you doing 2 months ago? Today is what? What's today?
July, so it's the 7th, so that would have been the 5th. So what were you doing on May 1st, 2021?
What were you doing for that entire day from beginning to end? What were you doing? So it's kind of like when we're dreaming, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we want to remember our dreams, we have to do the same thing. We have to shuffle through the memories to try to remember dreams. And some dreams you don't really remember unless they really stand out and they leave that imprint.
Mm-hmm.
Just like here, like some days don't really stand out that much unless it left an imprint, and then you have to shuffle through the files.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Just food for thought.
Just food for thought. Just wanted to put that out there. But yeah, we wanted to just drop in once again to let y'all know that this is not the time to just sweep stuff under the rug and pretend like it didn't happen.
No.
This is also not and once again, the reason why we're bringing this up is that because during this time right now, this chaotic time, like things are getting turned up for real. Okay? It's getting turned up, and while it's getting turned up, it's flipping some things over, and it's bringing back the stuff that you swept under the rug. Okay? This is your opportunity to deal with that. This is your opportunity to go to work through that experience that you went through.
Right. Work it out. Work it on out. It's okay.
Yes. All right, y'all. So we're not going to hold y'all too long. More than likely, we will be back on Friday. And we're going to see what happens this weekend. Because, it's 4th of July weekend.
Right.
We may decide to take a break. We still have our Royal Twin Flame meeting that is going down this Saturday. So for all of our Royal supporters and all of our Royal Starseeds like Sierra, definitely look out on the community board probably tomorrow with the information for the Royal Twin Flame meeting so that you all can be there with us and we can have a really open, candid talk, really go into some things that's really on your mind so that we can find some way to help you bring some clarity to it. Okay?
Yep, and I think I want to read y'all an affirmation. I'm going to leave with an affirmation of letting go, okay? I don't think I ever read this affirmation for you guys before. Remember, we told you that we were creating this book of affirmations, right? Still in the making. The Moth is also a Butterfly. The book is almost done. But this affirmation is one to let go, right? It goes something like this. It's time to move on. I allow my 750 trillion of my cells to let go of all that are no longer serving my greatest and highest good. My intentions are pure, compassionate, and in complete balance with the universe. I am grateful for every lesson and experience. Everything works together to keep me in complete balance and harmony on all levels of my journey. With this wisdom, I move forward in wholeness and gratitude for all that is. As I cross over into my next experience, I'm excited and happy for all the prerequisite. Okay, which is that which came before. All right, just a little affirmation of letting go. This is just one of the affirmations that's going to be in the book that we're going to create. Very, very beautiful affirmation book. And not only would it contain affirmations, it's also going to contain the days that is best. When is the best days to read these affirmations. Also, I'm going to include crystals that you can use with each affirmations, and a few of the things is going to be in the affirmation book.
Yep, it's gonna be.
Oh, and also it's going to let you know what chakra is being affected, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you're having a hard time letting go. You'll know what chakra is being affected,
Mm-hmm.
or what chakra you'll be healing as you say the affirmation. So it's going to be a pretty. I'm excited about this
Yes.
this book of affirmations. It's pretty cool because when you say things like that on a daily basis, it
Mm-hmm.
really does help to put you in a place of balance.
Yes.
And we have someone just joining us. Is Natalie? He
Mm-hmm.
betrayed me last year in summer and wants to marry me now again. That sounds pretty. I just woke up now. That sounds pretty intense. Pretty intense. Betrayal is a very strong energy.
Mm-hmm.
So you definitely want to tread lightly. Do your due diligence to make sure that this particular individual has grown, they have evolved.
Yes.
Before you move forward, because you don't want to keep repeating the same lessons,
No.
right? And it was just a life lesson.
Yeah, you're a smart cookie, and I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that if you pass one test, there's no reason for you to take that test again.
Right.
So
Do your
keep
due
moving
diligence. I'm going to read self-love. This is an affirmation for self-love, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, I am love. I was created in love. I am aware of my uniqueness,
Mm-hmm.
and I accept every inch of me in and within unconditional love. I understand that I am not my experiences, yet I'm grateful for all experiences because I can see my growth in spite of my pain. I am
Mm-hmm.
aware of my divinity and I accept love completely. No judgment, no conditions. I love me before now and will continue to love me through eternity. I am that I am.
There
Okay?
we go.
So that is that beautiful. It's going to be a whole plethora of affirmations in this book
Mm-hmm.
that will really help to lift us up,
Mm-hmm.
right? And to help us get through those days.
Yes.
So if you're going through a separation, there is one in here for separation. If you're needing help with self-love, there is one in here for self-love. It is one in here for integration. It's a whole lot of them. But I just wanted to read those two affirmations to leave you guys with some balanced vibrations, right?
Mm-hmm. So,
And are we going to do the phone lines tonight?
no, nobody called in on it, so we're gonna pass that through to another night.
Okay.
And just once again, just know y'all got this.
Yes.
Even though it may be tough right now, you have everything within you to handle the situation. The moment
Yes.
you got up out that bed, or if you got up off the sofa, hell, if you even got up off the floor this morning, when you got up,
Right.
you had everything you need to conquer your life,
Right.
to succeed in everything that you've ever imagined possible.
Boom.
Okay? So just understand that. All right. So without further ado, y'all, we love y'all.
We love you guys.
We'll see y'all again on another night.
See you in the fold.
Peace.
Peace.